58 episodes, over 70 guests. It is my 1-year anniversary and it's election night. We're going to talk all about everything. I need somebody to hold me. Bringing it to his next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking into.
You gotta play that song.
Well, next time. Hi, guys. We are here. It is my 1-year anniversary of Breaking Into here on Black Hollywood Live. Hi, you guys.
What's
I'm
up?
so excited. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I love all the applause. I love it. And I'm James Lott Jr., your host. And I am so glad to be here today. I couldn't imagine 58 episodes ago that I'd be here. So I'm so happy to be here.
You look great.
For 58, don't
Yeah,
I?
you look amazing.
I'm
Loving that.
Get it.
Down
It's
for 50.
because I'm black. Yes. I can say
Black
that.
don't crack.
On
And
this
we
network,
don't.
I can say that.
Not
I can say that on
today.
this network. Okay, so you guys, I almost said 4. I have 5 great guests today. And they decided to come back on my show. I'm so excited. Okay, so if you want to know more about each of these guests, watch my episodes. But briefly, I'm going to tell you who they are. Sitting next to you is my girl. She is a coach. She is a producer. She's an actress. You probably know her mostly from Passions, of course, and Queens of Drama. And I just love her so much. It's Chrystee Phariss.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, sitting across the table from us over there are 2 gals that I just love immensely. Let's see, yes. I mean, they are like producers, they are actresses, they are singers, writers. They're doing it all. They're doing it for themselves. And that's why I love them so much. First one is my girl. You know a lot of her because of the barbershop movies. But she's done much more than that. Much more. Miss Jazsmin Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Jazsmin Lewis Kelly. That's right. Give your full name.
It's JLK right there.
Yeah, that's JLK. That's right.
That's a brand right there. Just remember that.
JLK.
Okay.
Okay. And the lady next to her, she went from songstress to CEO. My girl, Celebrities Closets, Miss LaTeasha Gbor.
Yeah.
That's right. I love it. On the couch, not that a band or anything. It just happened that way. There's no room up here on the dais.
We look like a broke ass kid and play.
A little bit. Just this much.
We look like the
all.
preppy kid and play.
You're totally
Hilarious.
preppy. So the one who's talking with the big mouth, he is amazing. He is an actor, activist, amazing beatboxer. If you ever see him in town, go see his shows. He is so good. Solo and with his partner Joe Kolsky.
Yeah.
Joe Hernandez Kolsky couldn't make it today. We shout out to him.
Yeah.
Joshua Silverstein.
Everybody. What's up?
And the guy sitting next to him. They throw the word legend around a lot of times for people, and it's not true for half the folks they say it about. A little shade there. This person is a legend, an icon, and my buddy, and my birthday mate. You know him from Breaking Original Lockers and much more. And he gives back to his community all the time.
Nice.
Mr. Adolfo Shabba Doo Quinones.
I'm feeling very, very sad right now. I just want to get it out.
So they're all here, and we're going to talk about things. And because it's election night, so we have some things to talk about, some questions for you guys.
Over here for you, most.
You guys are here for me.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Yes. Now, I'm going to, before we begin, I have to say something just because I need to get this out, and I'm going to try not to cry. So, I lost my brother 2 months ago.
Sorry.
My brother Max.
Yeah.
And many of you guys know that already. And I've been missing him heavily today, actually, for just whatever reasons I have. And for a while, I didn't know if I could continue doing anything once he left. But one of my saving graces was doing the show. And I love doing the show so much. I want to thank Daryl Christian and Phil Svitek and Kevin Undergaro and Maria Manus, who I just saw a few minutes ago, for this opportunity to do this show that I love to do. And these 5 people in this room are people that I consider my friends.
Take your time, baby.
And whenever I call or send a text or a message, you guys show up
Yeah.
for me.
By any means necessary. That's
Yeah.
right.
And nowadays, we're in the world, we're all about I, me. You show me the village mentality. And I appreciate it more than you guys can even imagine.
Of course.
So I just wanted to say that and get that out to you guys, because that's when I do the show. I try to share with you guys life and what it can be and the very diversity of life that is our community. And I just appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah.
Well, we love you too.
We love
But you
you.
created this. I mean, we wouldn't be here without you. So we're just
right.
a reflection of all that you are. you know?
Exactly.
Thank you.
I love you with all my heart. I'm trying to get it with him too. But
It's not going to work out.
I
at all.
love you more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good
Yeah,
connection. You know I'm one of your biggest fans.
Yeah,
you know
you're
that.
one of your biggest fans.
You know that.
Well,
And
and-
Well, I'm his biggest fan.
And I just want to
Stop
say,
hating on my fanship.
I booked this show in New York, and then when I realized that I was going to have to cancel this, I was like, oh, and I was like, do I pass up the money because I really wanted to be here? And the next, I feel like God showed out because then I got an opportunity to work here in LA on the same day, which would be tomorrow. And so I was able to call the other one and just be like, hey, sorry, I'm booked, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so then I was like, I'll be there.
Yes, you did.
I sent a text, I'm there, I'm
Yes,
there,
yes, you did.
So I'm happy to be here as well.
We're all happy to be here. There's I wouldn't miss this for anything. I'm supposed to be in Atlanta today, but where am I
Yep.
for you?
Yeah.
And I think it's powerful.
Same
that-
here. Same here. I had an offer to go to Vancouver,
Yeah.
Thank you.
and it was for some dough, and I said, you know what? I gotta see my Jimmy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't have anywhere to go except
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
with you because I had just gotten back in town.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have all my attention.
I think it says all the love that is in the room for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And what you do, not just you, but what you do, because it personifies you. Like it's what you are. It's who you are.
And what a powerful statement to make this about more than just you, though. Like what you just said earlier is
Yeah.
about you're using this as not just a means to express your individual uniqueness, but you're also providing a space for artists like ourselves to get a platform to be who we are as well.
Exactly.
It's very important to me because I feel that I like to support people and what they're doing, especially things that are positive. And if I could be any kind of small platform to do that, I'm going to do it till they have to wheel me in. It's
beautiful.
At 90 years old, and I can still talk. I'm going to continue doing that.
Ooh, I want to see that.
90 years old, I don't tell
Yeah,
me to wheel me
90
in.
with
gonna
them.
be
We're
a
all
great
shouting out
show.
our Instagram names. Jazsmin Lewis.
Right, exactly.
Instagram.
I think
Do it,
Joshua
yes.
wants to will
Legend.
you in.
Yeah, dude. I'm back.
Legend.
And, then I want to will him in, willing you in.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
We got a soul train.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Boom.
I love it. So, you guys out there, I've had opera singers, animal activists, kids, teenagers, dancers, actors, directors, flight surgeon, documentary subjects, foodies, real estate voiceover artists, and I'm all on the show.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her
That's just
resume.
her.
Everything
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Exactly.
That sums it
Now,
up.
on a
Yeah.
side note, folks, she wasn't on this program. She was on my sister program. It was a BHL Conversations.
Yes.
And I said I kind of had to adopt her. Because she was she was given to me. And I took her in.
No, I was thrust upon him, but he took me.
I took you
anyway.
in. I took you anyway. And people to this day were like, you guys have great chemistry, like you guys are friends. And we had just met
That's
30
my
seconds
brother
before
from
that.
another mother,
That's how I
so.
met her too, because she came that day. But I also interviewed Margot Bingham, who's a great actress, and John Marshall Jones, who's a great actor, on that program. He was really good.
love it.
And
Yeah.
Corey.
Yeah, I've interviewed Corey Feldman.
Yeah, Corey on,
I've
man.
had Eric Braden.
I wish I had been there for that one.
And
You
none,
were
of,
good.
none
It was
of
a good
those
one.
guys made the cut.
Right.
It's you guys.
Yeah, we're bigger than Corey.
We're better than those foodies.
Yes, exactly. Well, so you guys out there, I have 2 shows that I did were greatest hit shows, and all you guys are included. You were included. You sang to Mark, my buddy Mark J. Freeman. I included that clip.
Yes. Oh, that's
Happy
great.
birthday
You
to him.
sang and I missed it.
She sang it on our show.
Oh,
Say
I'll
happy
hit him
birthday.
later. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
And she
later.
was good. You were good. So I include that in the clip.
love singing
It's in
Happy
there.
Birthday,
Yes.
though.
Now, speaking of that, because it's my first my anniversary show, I have to show a piece of my first show, Mr. Joshua Silverstein over there.
What?
We're gonna show a little clip of when he first started.
Let's
Look
roll
how
that.
young I look.
I
Let's roll
totally
that
need
clip.
to see that.
Hello and welcome to the premiere edition
I
of
can't
the
even
new
see anything.
incarnation
How long ago was that?
of Breaking Into. I am your host, James Lott Jr., and I'm a certified life coach. And one of the philosophies that I have is that we're supposed to share knowledge, lift each other up, and pay it forward. This show, I'm going to attempt to do that every single episode.
Yes.
So you're going to join me, right? Every episode, here Thursdays at 5 p.m. here on Black Hollywood Live. My first guest. Let me read what you think I'm busy out there. Let me read about him. He's an actor, activist, beatboxer,
What?
educator, writer, and
Sexy.
he had his own show this year.
He's his own
Tell
hype
me I'm
man.
pretty.
Hey.
Joshua Silverstein.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Welcome.
Whoa.
Tank
Tank
top.
top.
Wow.
Freaking, this is so cool.
Have your water. Have your water. Oh,
I have 2 of them.
Yes.
Because that's how big my ego is.
yes.
You rep. So we all know. We're all on the same page
You
here.
know, your ego's enough to cover all of
I
that,
just need a lot of
obviously.
water to wash it all down. Thanks for having me on your first
Yes.
episode.
Thanks for being
got
here.
hit on.
You called it episode.
Tank
Yeah,
top.
tank
episode.
top. That's
The
cheating.
first episode. There's a story behind that.
glad
So I just want to show a piece of that. Now you can
How
find it on
low
Black
can
Hollywood
you
Live.
go?
Good. So, here's what's funny. So he did another show of mine.
Yeah.
and he wore a tank top. So our big joke kept saying, every time he does a show with me, he should do it in a tank top.
I was gonna bring it, but
I'll
then
just get nude. Yeah,
but then I felt
You have to
really.
go there now
We can
because you got to
keep this.
compete.
Take
Yeah.
it off. Take
I
it
wanna
off.
see.
Take it off.
I have to do it if
G-string.
you keep saying that.
I'm just saying.
So I
I'll
want
I'll just do this every now and then.
There you go. There you go.
Now we're a team. You see that?
Somebody give me some dollars to throw over there. I need some dollars.
So let's do a toast.
Oh yeah.
So
All
we're
right.
toast, and I mean, you guys are over there, but just want to toast. Thank you so much to my 1-year anniversary of Black Hollywood Live and all
All
of
right.
you.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. From the sexy section.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about that I want to bring up, and because it's election night and things have been kind of crazy.
Oh my
Who's
God.
winning or losing?
Trump is
winning.
Well, Trump's got
kidding.
Trump's got
4
more
places.
states right now.
Yeah, 4 states.
Oh, but that happens like that.
4 of the
sometimes.
battleground states. It doesn't mean anything yet.
Doesn't mean anything
Slow
yet.
down.
What are the electorals?
That's the only thing that matters is electoral college.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's
That's the
got.
only
he
thing that
get?
matters. Right now, he needs to win all of the battleground states to actually win,
Yeah.
and he won't. He's already lost 1, so just everybody calm down.
And I did wear my shirt.
I saw.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Everybody
just
can see that.
and did
see
everyone
it.
vote today? Everybody voted their put your
Hey,
hand
yeah,
up.
voted.
Voted
Lord,
today.
Yeah, I voted.
knows I don't
Yes?
want to build a wall.
Hey, who has
I don't
friends?
want to move to Europe, but I
don't-
will.
I will.
Absolutely.
I am very
I'll go to
prepared.
Canada. I ain't going there.
I swear I said Canada.
But
they're not doing
France
great
is
either.
better.
Yeah.
Who has friends who didn't vote? Like, call
I
them
do.
out.
I have a
Can
couple.
you
I
call
don't
them
have
out?
any friends that didn't
A whole
vote. You
bunch
have
of them.
friends
None
that
that I
didn't
know
vote.
A
of.
couple.
Yeah. Can you call put them on blast?
But I did go to this.
yelled at
Listen,
them.
if you got, as long as you vote, I can't be mad at you. I'm not a Trump fan. However, I know a lot of black people that voted. I mean, a whole room
Then
full
we
of black
don't
people
like
that
Are
you.
they
voted for
like
Trump.
black?
Then
like,
we don't like the people that you like because really.
Well, I ain't saying I like them. I mean, they're not my friends.
she
I
said
just
she
happened to go to
knew
that meeting,
them.
and there was a whole bunch of
Exile
people that
them
were.
from your
and I was
life.
like, what is wrong with?
But were
Yeah,
they
just different.
black people or were they like black monsters, like not human beings? 'Cause
Monsters
you said
Inc.
you
Black
said
humanoids.
black humanoid, like robots.
Probably a combination of all
Yeah?
that.
I don't think they're
I was just,
people.
I was really kind of surprised. I was like, are y'all like?
I'm
What
dismayed.
I don't.
where's
I
your
don't
brain?
think Tukey voted for him.
I am dismayed.
No, seriously,
I am
really
dismayed,
was.
and
I
I'm
literally
saddened
was. Yeah.
by the ignorance that
I
is
really
your
was.
friends.
Yo.
And maybe you need some
but
different
they're
friends.
not my friends. I was at a function and all these
Oh.
people and they were
Yeah.
talking about the debate. That
Yeah.
was the whole thing, and I was so shocked to see so many,
Yeah.
that wanted to vote for Trump.
I
I
voted
just
for
couldn't
Trump.
believe it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
the
voted.
whole
He
room.
voted for Trump.
Well, I ain't mad at you. At least you
Because
voted.
he's a hell of a
Now
dancer.
get out. Now,
Yeah, really.
He's a hell
Did
of
you
a
guys-
I like this movie.
Go bye
Yeah,
bye.
dance around the sub. Okay. go
Did you
ahead.
guys follow all the measures and propositions too? Did you guys?
Yes,
That's
I
also
did.
very
I did.
important.
I did.
I did, because most of the
did.
time, we don't pay attention.
Right.
We only pay attention
Yeah.
to one person. We don't know. I mean, and then we get mad at all the judges and all those
Yeah.
people are in, and
Yes,
all these people going to
And the
jail
tobacco
and getting
tax
off
and all that.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
know,
like,
so-
why are people still smoking?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
we
okay,
got
so here's we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful trying to talk over each other because the things go crazy.
Yes.
And you go crazy. But here's the question I have for you guys. Now I'm gonna start off with my comment, and then I want each of you guys to kind of tell me how you feel.
Well, good luck.
I know, really, I know. We're gonna work this out. I have faith in all of you. No. Okay, my question to you is, it's kind of a broad question, but it's, what does being an American mean to you today?
Okay.
For me, as I've been on this planet nearly 50 years, and I have kids and grandkids, and it's changed for me over the years. One of the things that I find myself getting more militant as I get older.
Yeah.
And one of the things I stopped was saying, I don't say minority anymore because I'm not a minor. We are not minor.
Yeah.
And that's something that I was like, the language is what I started changing first. My language is a lot more specific and very deliberate, I found. And I feel like I'm tired of folks telling me what I can and cannot have or do. But I've lived here nearly 50 years on this planet. I pay my taxes. I've raised beautiful children. I've been a product of great society out there. I do good things. And you're telling me I can't have or be certain things. Now it's getting to my tolerance level has kind of gone down. And I'm an American. Well, if anything else, I'm an American. And so that's kind of where I'm at these days. Who wants to go first? And
Wait, you didn't weigh in. Are you good with being an American, or?
I'm good being American. I mean, I'm American.
All right.
I'm actually proud of my country. I'm here.
All right.
and I'm proud of it. I don't like everybody who does stuff here.
I just want to hear the verdict.
The outcome
of what you said.
I am an American first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jazz.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, you got it. Go, girl.
I chimed in, right?
I love it.
How do I feel about being an American? You know, I feel hopeful about being an American. I am an American. I have ancestors, and not so far back, that are not American. So, you know, I'm a little bit of a hybrid,
Me too.
and that weighs in on my life constantly and at all times. Like, I made the joke that if a certain candidate was elected, that I would move to Europe.
Trump.
I can't. Didn't say that.
Yeah.
That didn't come from my mouth.
Came from Joshua Silverstein's mouth.
See that?
I said
But
Trump.
you know, I have relatives. Look, my family is there and it is here. So, but I feel proud to be an American, except that sometimes the level of patriotism makes me a little bit dismayed. I will say that, and ignorance. Sometimes people don't pay attention so much to what's going on in their country. So when there's election time, we don't know what we're voting for.
True.
We just hit Democrat, 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 or Republican, 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 and we don't really actually know what we're voting for. So that makes me a little bit sad. Do I feel good about being an American? I feel good about being the American that I am.
I like that.
That's what I feel good about.
I like that.
And I pass the torch.
Okay, let's go next.
Good.
I'll jump in.
Okay.
You know,
I need you to jump in.
I'm gonna
'Cause
jump
I know
in,
you're gonna
baby.
say all these things that I didn't
Jump
say.
in.
Jump on in. Get in deep.
Man.
Deep.
Tony Joshua.
Taking my clothes
Feel it,
off.
feel
Okay, so, you know, I feel like as much as I poo-poo all over this country, we are the most influential and the most free country in the entire world. We have the most opportunity and the most access to infancy than any other country, and that's just based on my travels. I could be very ignorant to that. As far as my lexicon or rhetoric, I don't know that I have changed it so much since I've gotten older. I still feel black. I still feel marginalized as a race, as a culture, and as far as a feeling goes, I don't let that become a disenfranchisement on my existence. I definitely keep pursuing my dreams. I don't let whitey, you know, hold the roof over my head. And then I'm half white. So
I know, me too. So I love that.
You know,
Right.
so I feel like, you know, as awful as this country is, as awful as it is, as horrible as the police system is, as horrible as our government can be, we still are very privileged and very blessed to be Americans, to have grown up in this country. I mean, I'm sitting in a studio with other people of color talking about being, you know, talking about talking. You know,
Yeah,
using my
yeah.
voice.
Talking about talking.
And I feel like, you know, there are countries where the people who look like me who can't do that. You know, whether they be brown, black, or whatever, they cannot do that. There is not that access to a sound booth. You know, that I met you the way I met you is I'm grateful for that. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I have my problems with it. I want it to change. I want it to be different. But I know that I have the ability to change that, and that is because I'm an American.
I want to say something real quick because he has your pieces you guys do with solo and with Joe are really great.
you.
But you have a piece that you and Joe, because Joe actually Hernandez-Kolsky, who I love you, Joe.
Where you at, Joe?
Love you, Joe. He's half Polish, half Mexican.
Yeah.
They do a piece called My White Dad.
Yeah, I got a white dad.
I got a white dad, and it starts out racial.
Yeah.
Because they both have a white dad, but morphs into
awesome.
this like
Yeah.
I have a dad.
Yeah.
Who's kind of a geek and
Yeah,
kind of a nerd.
yeah.
And we're like my dad. Our
Yeah,
dads.
we are our dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I think, but even the fact that I could get up on a stage and do that
Yeah.
piece.
Is it
and-
live? It's like
It's a live piece, yeah.
Is it recorded? Can we
No,
get it
it's
somewhere?
not- It's not recorded.
Okay, that didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I would
Roll
love
the
to see
clip.
that.
Roll clip.
I-
It's right there.
Yeah, no, I would
not
love to
working.
So
see
you know
that.
he's the
Yeah.
best
Seriously,
thing.
like I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
No,
I
he's
would
right.
record
Jo-
that just
Josh-
so I could see that.
Yeah.
Joshua jumped in, so I'm going to weigh in.
All right,
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
And I have a mixed emotions about
I'm
being
with
a
you.
so-called
Oh, gosh.
American.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with
No,
you.
please,
I
please
think
tell me,
being
please
an
tell me.
American for me it has been lost in translation.
I'm with you.
I wish we would all stop comparing ourselves to the lowest denominator. Oh, we're a great country because we can do this. and we can do that, and other people can't do this and can't do that. Until we start comparing ourselves to the people who have extreme freedom to do whatever they want, then I can say and fully embrace my so-called American.
Interesting.
But I tell you, I don't see myself as a black person.
Okay.
I don't see myself as a white person. I'm a human being, and I happen to grow up in a particular culture that looks at things different. Like, I just came from Washington, and my grandmother was a slave. She picked cotton. I told these white kids that, and they just sit there and looked at me, and I thought,
Confused.
wow, yeah, she picked cotton. That's what we did. That's the great America.
Right.
That we were born into
Right.
and beat into until we accepted it. Now, I don't want to get on a Malcolm X soapbox right now, but until we have complete freedom
I am 100% with you on that.
and I'm talking about, across the board, economic freedoms, level playing fields, the whole nine. Hey, you know what? I'll march up and down the street with a white beard, and sing Dixie. But right now,
Dixie.
whistle Dixie.
Yeah.
But right now, I can't do that. I can't say America gave me the opportunity to become a dancer and at the top of my field. No, he did not. I'm sorry to say, America did not do that.
I agree.
I did it against its will.
That's right.
Everything was set up for me to fail.
That part's true.
That's
That
absolutely
part's
true.
true.
Yeah,
That
I
part's
did it
true.
in spite of America, and I happen to live here. And some of those people say, you know what? I wish you people would go back to your own country. I wish I could, but I don't know how to live in Uganda. I don't know what it means to be Ethiopian. You took it from me. You stole my ability to
No,
leave.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
And
do
so
you
that-
even know if you are Ugandan?
Right.
Because
So
we-
I'm not saying.
so my closer is this. I have met some really great people here, and I have forged some really great relationships with people of all colors. I'm happy for that, but I'm not a super patriot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And you said you were.
My position is a little different. Being a woman in America is a whole nother title for me.
Yeah.
And then being a mother, that's a whole nother thing to boys.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And the unfortunate part is I don't feel like they're going to be okay. That's where I'm at in my life now. What I'm teaching them is you got to go to school and get some type of credential, because if Trump gets in office, it's either rich or poor. It's nothing in between. And if you don't have a piece of paper that says that, hey, I can really do this, that's where they're going to start eliminating you. Because they've been doing it for years.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
We've been entrepreneurs. We've been figuring it out. We've been trying to do the best we can. Some of us have won. Some of us have lost.
Yeah.
But, as a mother, I fear for my sons. I really, really fear for my sons, because America is supposed to be a place where you can just do anything. And I'm with you. There's more resistance, especially for the black man, than it is for any other race.
That's true. That is true. I agree with that.
And it's a problem. I keep trying to teach them that, it's okay to be top of whatever you do. Learn it to the fullest, because they're going to take every bit of it away that they possibly can from you.
Amen.
So show them immediately what you can do, because as you're trying to do it, there's 100 other people in front of you trying to do it too.
Yeah.
And if you don't step in front of them, it's going to be a color race. It's going to be a color thing, and it's unfortunate, but it's true.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of Hillary or Trump, but the reality is that I think Trump's going to put us into a third world country. And we're going to be in trouble, because he's getting rid of all other nationalities other than what he considers to be American.
Including women.
We've been
Including by the way.
we've been
Yeah.
sold a false bill of goods. With
Absolutely.
That whole political system.
Absolutely.
They can't be the two best. That's impossible. Those two
I agree.
are the best
And I
this
think it's a
country can
setup.
produce.
I think it's the
I don't
setup.
think so.
I absolutely think it's the setup.
It's funny you say that, because I've had some teenagers on the show, and I had one. Terrell Ransom Jr. is a great kid who was on Days of Our Lives for years, and he does voiceover work. He did a video. He's 13 years old. Did a video for his other black friends to warn him against the police.
Yeah.
at 13, and I wanted to cry just because I was like,
why is it even on your radar?
Yes.
Why do you do that? What do you think about that?
right.
Yeah,
And he's an actor who's on TV. People know who he
Yeah.
is. He's like,
But
he
the fact
knows,
that he thinks about it.
and he's black 1st, so to speak, in the eyes of
Right,
people.
yeah,
looking
yeah.
Our
at him.
young black
He's a
men
minority.
are
That is
in
the word you hate.
It's a
trouble.
frightening
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
Our
frightening
young black
situation.
men are in trouble, and I'm not talking about just by the
I know,
police.
I
I'm talking
know.
about the structure of how America has structured it.
I agree.
Right.
You know, and it's the truth. If you're a
agree.
young black man, there's no way that you could be as good as anyone else.
I agree.
I mean, it's just what it is. You got to work harder. You got to do more.
Yeah.
But we've always have to be bigger, better, stronger, faster.
Right.
It is who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
We figured that out. That's why we're in this room right
Yeah.
now. Because we are.
No one get hurt.
So,
You could
so
tell
we,
me.
I
so
just
we
wanna
have
say-
2 levels of oppression. We got to be black and we minority.
You're exactly.
We both.
Just yeah.
So just to kind of close up and to piggyback on pretty much almost what everybody was saying, one of the things when you asked that question, it went back to my childhood when I was a kid, and first going to a predominantly black school where everybody was smart and like the white kids were bused to school, to going to a predominantly white school and the black kids being bused to school, and how everyone was treated equally in the black school, but me going to the white school, how I was treated differently
Same
because
here.
of my skin color
Absolutely.
and because I was not bused to school. And then seeing the black kids, especially the black boys, pushed in the corner because they were being labeled bad, you know, immediately. And I remember this kid was Demetrius. The kid was so smart. He was the kid that like would always beat me in around the world flashcards with the multiplications and stuff,
He was
right?
good.
Oh, he was good.
You got it.
And it used to get me so mad because I wanted that candy, right? so he would always beat me. But the following year, the teacher didn't know how to handle him and immediately labeled him a bad kid and pushed him in the corner. And I remember him just going downhill from there because we were in the same class for a couple of years straight. And I remember being so devastated because I wanted to say something but didn't have a voice when you're 9 and you're 10 and you're 11 years
Absolutely.
old. So then what I did was that's when I became the motivational speaker because I ended up in an all-year-round school where I would go in and teach the 2nd grade kids when I was in the 5th grade, which then I would help all of those kids that were in the corner. So the American that I think one is if you ever read this a book called The Magic of Believing or Napoleon Hill, they always talking about what your brain and what you're thinking and what you're speaking and what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So for some reason I already knew that, maybe because everybody treated me however that was, I got blessed throughout my years. But what I do is I use that as a platform and being on TV as a platform to plant seeds. So when you see my social media, it's always about some type of encouragement. It's some type of
Absolutely.
how are you speaking? Are you going after your goals? It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter this. Now on the flip side, which I don't tell kids or people often, is because as you know, when you have younger people of color who are coming into the entertainment industry, the first thing they want to say is, oh, there's not enough roles for black people.
Of course.
So what I tell them is, I'm sorry, but when I turn on TV, I see people on TV. So what's going to put you in that position? What are you doing? But I remember, and this is the conclusion of my thing, I remember booking this commercial for Clearasil, and I was the first person that they picked. And my agent, who happened to be married to a black man, she's a Jewish woman, has a mixed kid, and she said to them, well, if you loved her that much, why don't you make her the lead? And because it was like a 5-spot thing, and they said, oh no, they would never make a black girl a lead, in the Clearasil commercial. And those are the realities that, 1 minute, I'm on top of the world. I'm like, yeah. But then all of a sudden,
The reality check.
the
You
reality
put right back
comes
down.
and
Yes.
you get slapped back down. As
Yes.
a matter of fact, I did 3 of the 5 commercials and he was letting us ad-lib. And so the girl said, she was a young white girl, and she goes, I kept throwing out all these little ad-libs and they loved it, and she was like, I thought I was the lead of this.
See?
And do you know that the producer came up to me and said, she's right, so we're gonna give her that line that you just
That
and
you
gave it
just
to her.
said. And
That
the
I
funny thing
said.
is that she had the courage to say that, and you would never say that.
I would never say
You have
that.
never said that.
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I know.
Absolutely not, because I know better.
I want to chime in there because I have a similar experience. I went for a commercial. It came out in the breakdowns. This was for Rubbermaid. Okay. Yeah. They wanted the Rubbermaid man. And in the breakdown, it read, he's a cross between James Brown, Cab Calloway, Shabba Doo. It said that.
Wait,
in the breakdown.
yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So my agent said,
I've had that too.
And they said,
crush yourself.
Shabba Doo, why don't you just go in and be Shabba Doo? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what,
Don't be you, baby.
That's a shoe-in. So I go in and I go through the audition process. They handed me some sides, and some of the lines were blacked out magic marker. I didn't pay any attention to it. It's okay. I did my little Rubbermaid thing. It was like, this is really great. They gave me a call back. And I get home, and it's just curious about the black part. I held it up to the light, and in it was an inner office memo that read, although we are open to the lead being a black guy, he won't be accepted as a hero.
Get it.
Ooh,
And I was insulted. And here it is. They're using my name
Yes.
in the breakdown to promote it.
Yep.
But as a black man, I'm not kidding. It brought tears to my eyes.
Yes.
I cried there over the toilet
As you
stool.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what I was doing, but
We don't wanna know.
Crying
But
in
that's
there.
an interesting thing.
Yeah, no.
to-
So there's an ending. So then, what happened was it put me in a position when I told my agent, and they were like, I said, I want to sue those guys. They said, oh no, you better not do that, because you'll never work again. And I said, okay, I have to accept that.
Yes.
I have to
gotta take
accept this pain. I have to accept it. And so what they did was they made a composite of my dance move, and sure enough, you know who the Rubbermaid man was?
White guy.
A white boy.
Yeah, white guy.
Ooh,
Doing
dang.
Shabba Doo's moves.
Dang.
Yeah.
And I had to accept that.
Yeah, you do.
But the big payback is then I did break and I smacked it all down.
Joshua,
it's
yeah, go
interesting. Like I've gone to auditions where I'm the example of what they're looking for, like a picture of my face.
Me.
And I'm
We
like,
want him.
can I just get the gig? Like, you got to audition, but that's me.
No, but you're too
Eating
close.
a burger.
You're too close.
But yeah, it's close. It's too on the nose.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's to my point about how crazy this country is that and how there is opportunity, although there isn't double-edged sword. The thing that holds us back as a people, in my opinion, as a race, is our lack of awareness. And I feel like when there's because as black people, we are the most influential race in the
Absolutely.
world.
Absolutely.
We make the most money as a race collectively, and but we don't do enough with it. And
We don't
kind
own
We spend
anything.
all of
we
it.
spend all of it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
because we do that, we are the ones that make all the people make a lot of money.
Yes.
I mean, Empire is the most successful TV show of all time right now. Like, they've
Right.
made the most money. More than The Simpsons,
Right.
and which I love. So I'm a nerd, but that makes me think. Okay, so wait a minute. If we're spending our dollars making America what America is, and fashion and media and everything's looking to what I
Music,
like,
everything.
music, what I like as the leading what's hot in the world, then something's wrong here, and either I'm not aware of it and I'm not using it to my benefit, or someone's trying to get me. And that's the one thing that changed about for me is when I was young, I definitely thought the white man wants to get me. What I realized is no.
He already got
He
you.
already got me.
You already
but
gone.
He doesn't even
Don't you
care
have the
about
generation
me.
gap here?
I love it.
Like-
I love
like-
it.
Generation
I
gap.
love
What
it.
he
I love
didn't
it.
realize, he was already The Walking Dead.
But
See
the
the
white
generation?
man,
Yeah, I get
the
it.
white man wants to do the white man's thing. White man's
Right.
like, how can I make money
Right.
off this dude?
Right.
Yeah, but you
Because-
think about
because
America,
black
wait,
people
wait,
are
Black people have always been a commodity.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
absolutely.
We can make
They're
money,
the best.
but it's
I mean,
not
But then you
enough
have
for
people
us.
like Jazsmin, who's creating her own projects and selling
Right.
her own stuff.
So if
You
we
know
were
what
to
I mean?
do that,
Because I have to.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's
Exactly.
awareness.
You're right.
That-
Yes, baby.
that's enlightenment.
But you know what? Think about America's biggest export. We only have one export. Think about the other countries in the world.
Yeah.
They export commodities and goods. Our biggest and most profitable export is entertainment.
Our
Yeah.
culture.
It's
Yes.
it's what we
Totally.
do.
Yes.
Exactly, 100%.
Our
it's
flavor.
why it's why when you go in another country, they sing in English and they sing with an English accent, American accent, not an English
Yeah,
accent,
right, right.
American accent. That's all we got.
yeah.
So we are the influential people right here in this room.
So
we are
we-
making
and-
But we give it
but
away.
the thing is, we
and we
give-
let people take the
Exactly we
credit
do.
for it. Yeah.
And we
Well,
give
not
it.
that
We
we
give it.
don't
we-
give it away. They take
They
it.
take
Okay,
it.
Well, we
no,
give it
no,
away,
no,
too.
on some
We give it
levels,
away.
Sometimes,
we
yeah.
also give it away. Black people, we black people have always been rich on R&D, research and development.
Yeah, I love it.
But we
R&D,
are not good at manufacturing our work. We
Say
own
that
nothing.
again.
Yes.
We are rich on R&D, research
R&D.
and development. We can create stuff, work it up till it makes it work, and then they come along and they,
buy
you know,
it
who
and
is the
take
executive
it.
producer on The Voice?
Exactly.
Who's executive producer on So You Think You Can Dance? Who's
Absolutely.
the executive producer on America's Best Dance Crew, which started in black neighborhoods and Latino neighborhoods across this country? But who are the executive producers? It ain't any of
Let me
us.
just throw in there, folks out there who are not old enough, why disco died in America. Because it was blacks,
disco.
Latinos, and gays that were popular, made it
Thank
popular.
you.
That's
Who were
true.
creating the music and creating the
true.
culture. And then all of a sudden, it went outside the box to all the white folks and the grannies, the people in the valley, and they got pissed. Right?
That's right.
You know, a young
disco. Me
too.
a young person schooled me,
I
and
don't
I just
do
want
mine.
to share it with you guys. And this was a young person. I was saying, you know, we're a race, and we're like, they say, oh no, we're a human race. The only thing that separates people are our culture. Our cultural constructs. That's what separates us.
But ours
it makes
was
us kind of
taken,
different. I
so
know,
we don't
but
have-
we're not a
we're
race. It's only a
adapted.
human race.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but
You know,
our
and so
culture
we are-
has been consumable.
Yeah.
We have been consumed, and we have not actually we have not been in the forefront of our own culture.
So-
Cultural
not.
appropriation.
It's divide and conquer.
So what do we?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
guess
it is.
so.
But look, it's been taken from us.
Back to the America thing, like the reason why I'm like, well, look, we're here. We can change it, and that's my point. It's like we actually are at a place in our humanity where we
Yes.
as a people can change it,
I
and
agree.
we can be in charge of our stuff. We can.
If we do it.
if we
actually
do
do
it.
I got
I
a
am.
different.
So
I got
I
a
agree.
different thought process
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, me
And
too. Me too.
Because
That's
see,
fine.
when I was growing up,
Yeah,
the things that happened to me was I used to get chased home every day
yeah.
by my people, by the white kids, by the Spanish kids, because couldn't nobody determine what I was or who I was.
You're a misfit.
Yeah.
So I didn't fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure,
I wasn't black, I wasn't white, I wasn't Spanish, but I was all of those things.
Sure.
But growing up, when I grew up, that was a problem.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Me
Me too.
too.
yeah.
Me too.
That was a
I
problem.
was locked in the
Like they
locker
didn't
room
like
at night.
you. You couldn't.
Yeah, so-
If you go to the all white school, yeah, they'd accept you to a little bit, but oh yeah, you have some nigga in you, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Which
say that on the radio.
Oh yeah, but you might as well use the word.
I'm
We can.
sorry.
You get-
Well,
she
we
said-
know. No,
she
he
said-
no.
I said
African
we were
American
open.
hair.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Not that open.
Okay. I'm kind.
That's
This is
too
real.
open.
This is real.
I'm loving her because you know what? I'm not down with the N word.
Yes.
If you can open your
But
mouth
that's what they
to
were
call
saying.
me
I'm
the
not saying that's
N-word,
what we
then
said,
say the
but-
whole word.
Yeah.
You know, because don't try to whitewash it with me, okay?
Well, we don't. We just
And try
wanna,
to,
you know,
throw
be
me
on
a
the
curve. But
don't
I'm
wanna
just
get
like, I
canceled.
grew up in the 60s. I'm 61 years old, right?
Does not leave
So
a look it.
I grew up in the
Not
1960s.
even
a
Yeah,
little bit.
I'm
No,
61.
you're not.
I'm a medical phenomenon. Black don't crack. It's real, and it's sitting right across
61
from me.
years old?
And you chose Joshua.
Literally, I sure did.
wanna be
Anyway,
under
we're
your
for the
pillow.
youth.
I don't want to be
You,
under
play,
anyone's
you,
pillow.
went, you went for the blunt end of the stick. Anyway, no, you're good. You're a good person. I can tell.
all good, man.
Christian, I'm sure.
You got on
Anyway,
sunglasses. It's all good, brother. I know how old you are. You got on sunglasses.
no. That's just my
You're
attitude.
awesome.
You know,
Can I
my
just
thing
I'm
say,
not
is,
hiding
you're
anything.
awesome.
my
You're
thing
awesome.
is, I have to keep it
I
real
did not know
because
that.
it's what I grew up in. I mean,
love
that's
it.
what
I love
they
it.
would say to me.
I love it.
See, there's a difference. I can whitewash it and play it around, but it was offensive to me. They used it like it was a first language.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they were very clear with it. It didn't matter whether my eyes were blue, my skin was light. It was like, hold up, you're not enough of this, and you're not enough of this.
Me too.
So where are you, and where do you fit in? And yeah, of course, we don't use the N word, but the reality is that's what they use on me. And
Yeah,
I
me
Oh,
too.
they do use
I had to
that.
learn. I
you
learned
know,
how
I
to.
had-
use
I-
that
You know what I
word.
mean? Like I learned how to be friends with everybody. Cause
Oh, yeah,
I was
we
not trying to
adapt.
get my behind kicked by them black girls. You
That
know
did
what
not
I mean?
like you.
And who did not
Who
like
will
me,
hurt
but
you.
loved me
For
at
what
the same
reason?
But liked me, but hated me at the
Girl,
same
I was getting
time.
jumped,
Yeah.
hair cut.
Me too.
Yeah, see,
Me too.
See, I knew how to play that. I knew how to play that game to make them like me at the same
Oh,
time.
I'm good at
And
it now,
then-
though. I'm
yeah,
good
see,
at
I
it
was
now,
good at
though.
it then and good at it now.
Why
And
you
then And then, of course, you know, because I lived, and it was so interesting, and I got checked once. I got checked. I lived in a white neighborhood because my mom said, I'm tired of black folks breaking into my house. So she moved over. She moved to the other side of town.
I love it.
And so barely could afford it, but she was doing what she had to do, and she made it work. And so I went to, you know, hung out with the white kids after school, but in school, I hung out with the black kids. And it was so interesting because one of my girlfriends who was white came up to me and she said, Chrystee, wow, you know, because I was hanging out with them.
Chrystee,
I was hanging out with the white kids, and one of my black friends came up to me when we were at the mall. And she was like, and so she saw me and I went over there and she goes, wow, you know, when you're with your black friends, you're a completely different person. And you know what? I couldn't say anything because I couldn't check because she was right. Because when I was with them, I was like, yo, what's up? Yo, yeah, you know.
You get bigger,
you know what I'm saying?
You was code switching.
Oh, yeah. Then I with my white friends, hey.
Yeah.
You know, and then I finally learned how to be myself regardless of who was in the room. But that, you know, it was because she said something. But I had to learn how to adapt and, you know, make sure I wasn't getting beat up and stuff like
I
that.
was beat up my whole life, so who cares?
Well, it's funny for me, except for me. So for me, I grew up in a multiracial family too, and so for me, growing up in the 70s was really weird, where I'd have my black family say that the white people were the blue-eyed devil, but then my grandfather was white and blue-eyed, and I should love him because he's my family member. So I was like confused as a kid, like, well, what is that? And then so I know some of you guys can relate to that. So it's like, and then I have cousins who are like, you know, redhead and freckles, and I love them, and cousins who are as dark at the table.
Yeah.
And so I had to deal with that, and then I'd go to school, and I was
like Seal.
Yeah, like Seal, exactly. Like Seal, like dark. And I remember I had a best friend who was white.
Seal black.
And I won't say his name. I won't say his name because I won't do that to his family.
Don't do that.
But he won the spelling bee every year. And my 5th grade class, I won the spelling bee. He spelled compass wrong. He said COMPUSS.
I knew he was gonna say
Why?
that.
And I was like, oh my god. My mother was like, shh, just calm down, James. Spell it correctly.
Had he put the Y at the end?
I couldn't get it right.
We'd be in a whole other world.
Yeah, that's what Trump likes to grab.
I was saying, now there's a genius.
There you go. He brought it all back
Compassy.
together.
He's using the N-word too.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, you mean nigger.
Right, exactly. Right.
Or COMPUSS.
Why?
So what happened? Finish your story.
I want to hear the story. I got my water back.
So you got up.
I spelled it correctly. Mm-hmm. Now, me and this person were really good friends. I was at their house all the time.
Uh-oh.
So I won. My mother told me years later, I never knew what really happened. But suddenly I was never at his house anymore.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
My mother said she got a phone call saying, I just think that James and blank should not hang out together anymore, I think. It's not a good idea. We're going to really focus on this person's education and stuff, and he shouldn't come over.
Catch up.
And what race was Compass Boy again?
He was white.
He was white. Of
And
course.
so, because I won the spelling bee, I spelled
In the
compass
5th
correctly.
grade.
And they didn't want
You're
you to
not
come
supposed
over
to be
'cause
better.
you won?
Let me ask you something. Why is that anomaly
Wow.
to you? Why is that different?
That was my first experience.
That was your yes, because it is
Yeah.
what it is.
It was
What
my
about the
first experience.
blue-eyed devil
Five-year-old.
grandfather?
Is he on?
I love
Yeah.
him.
Have you looked up
He's-
Compass Boy on Facebook yet?
I have.
'Cause I bet you he's on there.
He's in Seattle.
And he still can't spell.
He still
But my
can't spell.
girlfriend, my best friend who was white at the time in the 5th grade, I
Yeah.
remember her saying, you know, she got upset because we were out at some place and all of these guys like were drooling over me, and we're like in the 7th grade, and it was like white guys and some black guys, and she was like, ugh. You know, like she just had an attitude. She was not happy about that shit, right? She went out and swore. And then I remember one day she was like, I'm so glad you're not like them. You're so pretty to be black. And
Oh.
I was like, this is a girl that
Yeah.
from like the 5th to like the 9th grade. And when she said that, I wrote this paper in
You
class.
knew you were different.
Oh yeah, and I just remember writing this thing and nobody clapped. It was my English class, and no one clapped because I was like, who is them? Is it my brother who's chocolate than I am? Is it my grandmother who blah blah blah? You know, and I remember my teacher saying, yeah, so are you angry?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not angry. I'm just stating what you guys say and putting it back in your face so that you know these things are not appropriate. Even though, I'm 13, 14, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm pretty because I'm pretty, not because I'm black.
You were angry.
Oh,
maybe you were naked.
Well, I didn't realize that until later. Matter of fact, I don't think I realized that until now.
Oh wow!
Angry? Are you upset?
Angry?
Were you nangry? That's when you put N-word at the front of angry.
Now I'll tell you
That's
something.
Nangry.
Another thing happened to me when I was young, like in my 18 to 21 years old. I was living in Sacramento, California, and my friends would say to me, James, I don't think of you as black.
Yeah.
And at first, I took it as
like Oprah.
I was
Good
like,
luck.
oh. I thought it was like, oh no. First I was like, oh, that's great. You think
Were
of me
you in
as
the dark?
James.
Yeah. No, he was in the light
Why
skin.
he's on the show.
No, man, were you in the dark room?
This is why he's on the show.
I love him. I love him. No, but the thing was, I took it as a compliment for so long until I woke up and, like you said, being awake, being conscious, and started going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So what do you think black is?
Yeah.
And so that means, then what's the attachment to it? Then what am I not?
You're not like them.
I have the
I know
exact.
it meant you shuffled around and you cook in the kitchen.
I suck and jive, and
Yeah.
I can make some gumbo. I can't do that.
And you speak like that.
Yeah,
I speak
You
white.
like that.
I
I
talk
have-
white.
Oh, I hate
Exactly.
that. I hate when people say that.
I hate
You
that too.
speak
I hate,
white.
I hate that.
I
What's
speak
that?
I speak
I'm
with
educated.
education.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
educated.
caught here.
But I get mad because I remember I was on the phone with somebody doing something, I don't know, some business thing. It's like, oh, so some white guy was like, oh, so you're black, huh? I was like, excuse me? Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I did graduate
He
college
distinguished
and have, a
Exactly.
degree, but
Distinguish it.
yeah, I was just like, oh.
I had the exact same experience in high school when I was in maybe like the 11th grade, where a neighbor of mine stopped me in the schoolyard and was like, "Why are you trying to act black?" Because at the time I was wearing really
Right.
big clothes and I was failing all my classes, like a black person. And I had a really weird pivotal moment in my life where I was like,
I am appalled.
I'm so upset at this guy
Yeah.
for portraying in his mind the monolith of African Americans as being negative.
Right.
And I was like, I'm black because I'm black, not because
Right.
I'm checking off boxes off your racist list, and
Right.
and it made me realize, all right, in this moment I am a staple. And what does that mean in my life? Is what am I supporting? What am I a symbol of? And that became a very
Here's what I want to ask you guys. The next question I want to ask you guys is kind of relates to your business, what you guys do. How do you navigate being a person of color?
It's a fire walk.
a
I
fire
tell you,
walk.
Yeah.
it is.
It's a
Yeah.
fire
I feel like I can walk on nails and glass.
Oh, we're good. That all day
No,
long.
you know what?
All day
You know what?
long.
I'm gonna go further. I can walk on water. Okay, that's where I'm at.
Yes,
Right.
And I have to.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yes,
Black
Jesus.
Jesus.
Black Jesus.
But
Black Jesus.
You know,
Black
but-
Jesus
but-
is right,
but-
Because
so-
some of you guys do this in your
Wait, no,
work.
it's
You
this
see your
kind.
work.
Well, the
Yeah.
kind of work. I think it may affect all of us, but I get this, sort of designer black thing.
Okay.
I'm, black with a mixture of a little this
Yes.
and that.
Yeah.
Kind of,
You're a
I
burrito.
grew up in the '60s anyway, and I know that they were scooping up the light-skinned ones with the dark-skinned ones, and they were all going to some frying
Scooping
pan.
them up.
Yeah, scooping them up like
Scooping them up.
with a scoop. And and so I grew up in the '60s where I said, my mentality was, the way we talked in Chicago in the project homes was, you know what? If a black blood dropped on a rock, that's a black rock.
Right.
If black blood was in a horse, that's a black horse.
Yeah, that's a
so
buck.
because our blood, for some reason, our blood and our genes are so strong
Well, we
Yeah.
permeate
that no matter
everything.
what it is,
Yeah.
it's like that Retson commercial.
Absolutely.
It just
Yeah.
it can consume 10 times its own body weight. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't care how many different races you put in it. Somehow that black will crack through. It's like, bah!
You're black.
Here I
That's true.
am.
Yeah.
But I'm still stuck on the African American title.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
still stuck on
appreciate that. I'm not an African American.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, yeah, we're American, but we didn't come here on our own will.
Yeah.
So I'm still stuck on that. That's a
We
whole,
need a new name.
that's
We
whole
need a
topic.
righteous new name.
We gotta unionize first,
we
though.
should be called
You better
aliens.
tell the truth.
You're hilarious.
How about alien Americans?
Right,
That's
right.
just funny
That's
because
what we feel
I want to
like.
pick off from some of us older folks in the room. Do you remember when they tried to make, said Ebonics Black English? There was a whole movement of that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
And
I was
I
in
remember
school.
that. It
had a dictionary.
Right, it divided, the nation, the black nation, it divided everybody.
That's
Yeah.
the dumbest shit I've
Well,
ever heard.
well, you know what it was. But here's what it
I
was.
swear on that one.
Here's what it was, though. And
Dumbest shit
this is
I've ever
this
heard.
this is the problem that we're not
I kept
addressing.
hearing the idea.
Joshua's adjusting.
Because
Yeah, I mean,
that-
because what Ebonics was the answer to like teachers going, I don't understand the students in my classroom, and then the unified school like, well, look, they speak a different language. Well, what is it like? Oh, it's Ebonics. So it wasn't out of let's let the black kids be dumb and make and use B as a whatever. Let's bridge the gap. So here's what it is, So when a kid says B, he means this. When a kid says whatever, I don't even know.
But it divided.
You know,
it
divided
did.
everybody.
Listening
divisive.
to that, it just made me sick.
Yeah, but that's what it was.
But
It is true.
okay, wait a minute. If we're gonna be here, because we're here,
Yeah.
and well, however we got here, we're here.
Yes.
I don't want my B to mean something different than everybody else's B.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to
Yeah.
have the same B. Okay, see that's the kid. Because
But
I'm
it,
with you.
but
I'm
it
with
is.
you.
like
And
that's
we-
the black B,
Like
Okay.
and
the
then there's
bottom
the
line
white
is,
B.
young people speak a different language than all of us now, and
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah,
the
I know what
kids
they're saying.
say.
I have
Okay,
no idea
that's
what's
just
I only
Yes.
don't understand on text. I'm okay with the language.
Yeah, well,
have
things are
young
being
sons.
truncated, but that's a
What are
But
you?
the text is, I don't understand these texts.
okay, I wanna say something, I
Hey,
wanna say something.
VF5.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you-
what
yeah,
does that
you-
mean?
I wanted to go back to what you were saying about being in this business. And I think one thing that cracks me up is when I look at a breakdown and they'll say, we want African American. It'll say, African American woman, whatever. But sometimes pretty African American
Ooh,
woman.
damn.
You know what I mean? And you go, oh,
They
what?
distinguish.
What kind of pretty?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're right,
you
yeah,
know,
right.
like, are we not all pretty up on
What
this?
does that
You know what I'm
mean?
saying?
No,
Like,
because they mean a very specific kind of pretty.
yes,
That
yes.
meant that one that had the cream in it.
Exactly.
Or the one,
The
or,
mixture.
or it has to be like really exotic.
Oh yeah,
black.
Europeanized.
Like
Totally.
no, it could be like an exotic black. Like
that too, yeah.
It has to
No,
be
no, no.
extreme, like a
But
Grace
that's what
Jones
the difference
black.
is.
Oh, got
That's
it.
the
They might
difference.
call that beautiful too.
That's the thing, because it's the very, very fair, which I don't fall in that category. But I have natural long hair
Oh.
and sort of Anglo.
You're a tweener.
But no,
That's natural?
baby.
Look good.
You know why?
Let me
Because
see your picture. I'll tell you if it's natural.
Oh, listen to that. Listen to
Can
that.
I touch it?
Oh my god.
No, can I pull
It
it?
is
Can I
like it's
pull
a
it? Oh my
yes,
God.
and
Can I
I want you
feel-
to wrap your hand around it and snatch it back.
And do a couple of the little, you know what I mean?
I do like I'm gonna do like
This is
this.
ready.
But
Next,
do
I
you-
gotta go.
But at the core,
No, but
we're
like
broken.
it matters because it's like
No, it does,
what does
right.
that mean? I spent a half of my career going in the tanning bed to be browner.
Wow.
Oh.
Because, and I got a lot of jobs. I wrapped my
you
hair
really?
up.
And you-
Absolutely.
Wow, I never tried
Absolutely.
that.
You know?
So wait,
Yeah.
explain this. You went to get darker
Absolutely.
So she can
to
meet
get
her
the
full
job
black.
Still
because
darker
you
right now.
So she
I'm
can be
darker
considered
now.
real
wait
black.
because they weren't giving you a job because
You weren't
was
black
not-
enough.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. At the
Well,
time.
and,
black
and,
enough.
and I
This
was
is-
Asian
but
at
just
first.
Very
Really?
man.
No.
Yeah, I believe that.
I was Asian.
He's at
No, this is all the
making
time
Chinese
of
food with
UPN.
black rice.
what
You
makes
should
sense.
be
Black
all of what
fried
I
rice.
am.
And I worked a lot.
Well,
As
and
long as I was,
did work a
as
lot.
long
You
as
chewed
I
on a lot
was.
of
see,
stuff.
and here was the
Yeah,
issue that I
you
had.
know it.
And
I
don't
wish
get me
I
wrong,
would've
the
done
industry
that.
has
I
been
didn't think of
industry has
that.
been
I
really
didn't
good.
think of it either. I should have. Boy, I'd have really
I, you know
been
what?
pregnant.
I would do blackface. Maybe if,
I'm done.
So,
I'm done.
I want to ask you,
done.
on our show, we talked about a little bit of that because you were considered like the heartthrob when Breaking and all that stuff came out, that there was a way they wanted you kind of go like in the movies and be a heartthrob.
Yeah, I did. Well, first of all, lead, don't kiss that white girl.
Right.
It was that in the movie.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
like, oh, you could be over there at night, but make sure he leaves at a certain time. If you notice in the film, I left.
Yeah.
I didn't do like the
And he
real
was a
life
good-looking
thing,
guy.
so-
Like anybody,
that
any
was
race
what,
would
84?
say.
No, wait,
That was
what did
84?
you say? What?
You were a good-looking guy back
Repeat
then.
that.
Oh,
Something
Jesus.
sounded-
Well,
Take the glasses off.
I really.
You are a good looking
No, you know
guy.
what? You
But
got
say
you
back
got you
then-
got to pay me to take my glasses.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
off.
But you know what I mean? I think back in '84, he was as good. Any race would see him on screen and be like, "This is a good-looking guy."
For sure.
But he couldn't kiss the white girl on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, heck no.
Like, what's that?
Because in that moment I got real black.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
understand?
Exactly.
But the other way is like the other part is I'm sure you might. Well, all of us probably at this point, but you get there and it's like can you get blacker?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Dude, that thing we had-
Yeah.
We you know, give me one. You
Yeah.
get black.
Yeah.
no,
Can
bounce
you,
it,
no,
bounce
you
it.
know what actress is
I don't know how.
Here's what actress is her. Can you do that sassier?
Yeah.
Sassy. Just be
Man.
sassy.
Sassy black.
Sassy.
I had a
was like,
Colgate
Oh, yeah.
audition.
No,
Hear this one.
I had a
This is good.
Colgate audition where in the commercial I gotta go at the counter and eat a sandwich and then go to the bathroom and brush my teeth and drink some mouthwash, spit it out, and that was it. That was the audition, and I did it, and they were like, "Can you black it up for us?" And I was like,
You gotta shake your booty.
"It's
You
for
gotta
urban
shake your
audience.
booty.
This is for urban
You gotta
audiences."
gargle and then shake your
And I
booty.
was like, "Should I beatbox? I'm brushing my teeth. I don't understand. What you mean black it up?" And he did it for me. I was like, what?
Well, how do you
like,
do it?
He was like, when you're drinking and you
Oh,
gotta
they
put a
wanna
little
feel
move.
the
And I was
beat.
Because
like,
that's what you do.
Was this a white?
I'm a
That's
human
what you black
being.
and white do.
I'm not a.
That's how you brush your teeth.
So-
Like jigaboo it up for me. I'm like,
So for
Basically,
me,
yes.
this was my experiences that I had was yeah. So I was like there at one point in time. I was a specific network's token because they did this whole diversity thing, and I would be the only one walking in. And of course, at the time, I just came off of Scrubs, so I'm
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm about to book one of these, right?
I'm the
That's great.
agency.
And so I had this audition. I had this audition for a big time director. He is probably the biggest. I'm gonna go from my experience. I heard he's been an ass to a whole bunch of different people, not just black. But
Name drop.
so I'm not going to. But
Number
I
drop,
go into
number
I'm this particular network got me in. Go to the producers. The producers are like in love, like, oh my God, yeah, you know. Don't hear from them for about 2 weeks. Cool, no big deal. Moving on to the next one. It was pilot season, right?
That's what you do.
So I get this call, you know, saying, hey, can you go into the audition like now? It's, you know, like they want to see you like in an hour. And I'm like, wait, what? I haven't seen this thing in like 2 weeks. They're like, no, they know, just go ahead and go. So I go, I get to the audition. Everybody in there's white. Again, I'm the token chick, so that they can say that they had somebody black.
Feels good.
So
doesn't it?
you're right. So I go in. Now, mind you, I spent a lot of money to do this audition because, you know, I was coaching, and that sucker can run you like $300 because I was
Absolutely.
like, I'm trying to book a show, right?
$300 is a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you know, you
Not
ain't
really.
working,
Yeah.
you know. And I get to the audition. We're talking in the room, and I'm asking everybody, when did you get your audition? Oh, last week, night before, 2 nights, you know. I'm like, damn, I just got this audition like an hour before.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in there for 20 minutes because it's a director's work session. And I get in there, and this mofo didn't even have me in there 3 minutes. I did my thing, nailed it. I was like, damn, you're pretty good for somebody who, like, you know, hadn't seen this material. And the producers are going like, yeah, the casting director is like this, and the director said, thank you. And
That's it.
I watched the casting director and the 2 producers go,
That's it. You're done.
yeah, and
You're done.
and then when I talked to some people at the network, they were like, yeah, we had to fight to get you in. Then the following week, I had an audition, spent another $300 to do this audition, and I called my agent. I said, yo, you know, I'm spending a lot of money on this shit,
You're down
right?
$600.
Yeah, you know, exactly. And I'm like, you know, I'm spending a lot of money, and at that time, now things have changed, amen. But at the time, she had a family, and I was like, they're not gonna put a whole black family in this show, because she was the lead girl. And I called my agent. I said, I need you to ask them, are they going to, you know, go black? Oh, you should go and audition. Doesn't matter. So I'm 2 minutes before my session is over with my coach, and she called and she goes, Chrystee, they said, not on record, they're not gonna go black. And then
Because
we all
once they
know-
do, they never go back.
Right.
I didn't, you know, I was so naive.
Feels the
You
bushy
know, I
sweeter.
just came off of
That was-
Scrubs.
It
I thought,
was a berry
I
sweeter.
thought I was
Right,
the
yeah.
shit.
She was in her little capsule on Scrubs. We always know that
Yeah.
from the beginning, and in future, know that.
I know. Well,
It is
now
what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I-
yeah.
And it ain't changed.
I have
Yeah.
I have
It's
a
the
flip
same.
side of that kind of story. You know, recently, you know, they're gearing up to do Soul Train the musical.
Oh yeah, they're doing
Okay,
that.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
And so,
I
I
didn't know
I
that.
met
cool.
with the producer
Yeah,
I
they're
like
doing
that.
in the beginning, before they even started, before the writing, whatever. I mean, you can still smell the wet paint in the office. I was like, oh, this is brand new. This is good. I'm at the ground floor. Oh, I can see it now. I had already picked my car out. I would wear this shirt. Anyway, so I was in there, and you know, he was like, what does it mean to be a Soul Train dancer? I said, well, this is how it was in the streets, you know, and around the Los Angeles area. Crenshaw Strip was like our Sunset Strip.
Dude,
you know,
it was,
I said
That
this was
documentary killed.
this was a time when black people owned their own businesses.
Yeah.
I said we used to have like our own Saturday night. You know, like we would have all the cars parading up and down the street in the '70s. I said you could go to Leimert Park and actually stroll with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I said it was a great thing. It was
Maverick
beautiful.
Flat was there.
And I
Almost
said,
everything was happening there.
I said we brought all
Maverick
this
Flat,
kind of
yeah.
energy, all this
Right.
positive energy to the show. I mean, we were locking it up and feeling our black pride and all that. And he was like, "Oh, this is great. If you had to pick 3 good songs, what would it be?" I said, "Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud."
Yeah.
He said, so got the message back. So you know, he's a little too close to it,
Oh, dang.
to the
All right.
subject matter.
You too much.
So they picked a little Jewish white girl
Oh, my
to
God.
do it because she's removed. And when you look at who's writing it, he's so removed. So there's no black people making it at
Oh,
all.
my God.
That's disturbing.
And you know, because you can't go in there and tell them how you really felt. You can't really, you know, give them the real reasons why we dance the way we dance. That we were able to repurpose pain into something into art. We can't tell them that. We have to pretend that, oh my God, we just felt really cool. And we drank grape soda and ate Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well,
But
I mean,
this is
that's
good.
our fault
This
too, though.
This
Right,
is
I
good
can't
that
talk
he
to you.
said that
That's our
because
fault
That's
too,
what I was gonna
though.
say.
they're gonna get all black dollars.
Yeah,
But that's our
they're gonna
fault,
go to
too.
Soul Train
So-
and doing the dances and wearing the clothes that me and my friends
Right.
made popular.
You did
Right,
back then,
so
you
then-
did.
But yet we can't be in the creative process, even though I have an education, graduated from AFI, whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So it's up to us
know.
to make sure that doesn't make money. So
Yeah.
we can't go
But I
support
mean,
it.
we were even talking about the Tupac movie.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
didn't-
We're
Yeah.
talking
We
about
do none
all
of
these
them.
movies that
Yeah.
are based on our culture and
But
how
I
we
won't-
started
We do none of
something.
them.
I won't see any of them.
Yeah.
I find it odd that anything I hear about that movement has anything to do with dance. I don't hear your name.
Right.
When I'm on the producer side.
Right.
Yeah.
And not the actor side. Like
Yeah.
when I'm on the
Yeah.
producer side, I want to hear all the names, and I never hear your name. And I actually bring that up. That's why I said when you walked in, I was like, I'm such a big anything that I do.
Okay.
When I'm asking for this movement, this moment,
Right.
this time
Right.
that you were a pioneer of, you are the pioneer.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm
definitely.
aware of that. That's why when you
Yeah.
walked in, I said, I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
I have been touting your name for 20 years as a producer.
I think it's-
And I get pushback every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
It
you know, you
scares me.
think about it. Breakin' was produced for $900,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And went on to make $100
Make a
million.
bunch of money.
And it's still
On the
making money.
900th,
Yeah.
it's still it's
Just so you
continuing.
know, I
Just
know,
keep releasing
I know
it
as
and
a producer,
re-releasing
it's
it.
Yeah.
still making
Yeah,
money.
still making money,
So,
and but it launched a multi-billion-dollar industry.
yes.
It's on
But
Blu-ray
yes,
now too.
Yeah, yeah. I did
It's
the
the only
commentary
thing that I
recently.
have when I go in the room, and I get pushback every time.
Yeah,
And I actually bring up your name specifically because I know you are sort of the crossover. You're good. You're gonna work it out.
Right.
Right.
Like
right.
because I can't do your counterpart's name
Oh.
because it doesn't work out.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, now I'm telling you, now I'm working on my own show,
Yeah, you
producing
are.
my own show. You know, and,
But I
and it's
just
taking
find
me
that
longer
scary.
Yeah,
because
that's
I
right.
want it to be done right. I want it to be our voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to be the voice of the people that I grew up with. You know, I don't want to make like I wrote another Breakin' film, but I'm not going, and it's taking me a long time because they're using the code words. You know, we want a guy that will cross over. You know, no. You know,
They want you to bring
so
in,
you don't want a black person in the role. Just say that.
Right.
But the cool thing about the now is that we can actually do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I know.
Which is what
and-
we're doing.
and- no,
Which
but,
what I'm
but
trying
I
to
go
do.
I
Yeah.
go to black people and I ask them. You know what? They say no too.
But
Yeah.
you,
They
Yeah.
say, what about the crossover?
Yeah.
It's very
twisted.
interesting.
It's twisted.
I know.
It's
It's
real
very
twisted.
Now I want to ask LaTeasha a question actually because you had some hits in the '90s as a singer. So I mean the music business is just as crazy too, isn't it?
What? There is no music.
Right now,
business.
anymore it's gone, isn't it? At this point, right?
I mean, it's just another way of doing it. You know, streaming is really popular now, and iCloud and downloads. And,
Yeah.
But no,
And stealing.
it's nothing like it was. It's not even exciting anymore.
Do people make money now because
Not
of
really.
all
They
of
make
it?
money.
They're still
the
making money.
white artists make money
Yeah.
because their own culture still buys.
It's
You have to
it's
have a
cultural
giant hit to make money.
appropriation.
Yeah.
They take our work, they take our R&D, we figure it out, they take it from us, they'll put some person, some non-black person in the role, put cornrows on them, dress them in our clothes, sing our music, and that music
that's
sells,
pretty much the
and that
truth.
will be deemed crossover. But the minute we do it, it's a niche market.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious to know the people who are on when I watch like The Voice and I watch American Idol. So my question, you might not know, you might know. Of course, we see a lot of the Carrie and all of them. They're making good money, and of course that's country and so forth.
Yeah.
Then we see the black artists who win,
Like Ruben
and
and all that.
they're not really doing anything. And I'm curious to know, like with The Voice, I'm like, I don't know if I see any of the artists who have won
And you
doing
won't.
anything.
I
And
don't
you
know.
won't.
So that's why I'm like.
Wow.
Do you know that the percentages of downloads for urban artists based on in contrast to country artists or pop artists?
It's the
The
lowest. of the low.
download is the lowest. We don't make any money.
No, there's no money there.
It doesn't
Well,
happen.
because we don't
They don't download it.
support.
Yeah,
We're
we
not
don't
supporting
support.
our own.
Not
we don't.
in,
not in
when you have to
movies,
pay
not
money.
in
No,
We
music.
have Birth of a
No,
Nation
we
come out
we
with two
just ain't
people
paying the
sitting in the
money.
Did you
audience.
see that?
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, we went to the movie and I promise you, it was more white people sitting in there than it was us. It was like
It's
2 or
crazy.
3 other couples.
That's because of Nate's situation.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's
Nate
No,
part
but
of it.
still,
and
no,
people
that-
fell into it.
Yeah.
People fell into the
He-
trap
yes.
of believing,
But
and
they,
that's what they wanted.
but they don't do that with
But-
Roman Polanski or any of
Yes,
them
They
I was
don't.
gonna
or
say,
Woody
that has
Allen.
I
nothing to
agree.
do.
You see,
true.
why would you
Yeah,
go
but they
single
didn't-
Nate
had the
out?
whole
It
thing.
doesn't make
Because they
sense.
didn't want
The
him to win
movie's
an
the
Oscar.
movie.
But that's because
But-
they're accustomed to them doing those kind of things.
Yeah, the movie's the
Here's
movie,
the
and that
thing.
should be respected, and that needed to be
It is
seen.
always going to be attached to urban artists, African American artists, and it is what it is, and it's sad because it was a great movie, and because it was attached to some scandal that may or may not have happened.
Exactly.
17 years ago,
Exactly. It will not be seen, and it has not been seen.
and it's
That's
awful.
the situation.
But here's the thing: the converse of that is Tyler Perry stuff is huge. How do you feel about that?
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you're
even
running
talk
around with a
about-
dress
I
on.
don't
No, I
think-
love
see,
it. That's, I mean, I
I
love
don't
people.
think that's that
about
huge.
that.
I think that's a whole.
I mean, I'll talk.
No.
That's
It's
another- that's
so huge.
another-
It's an actual
Tell me.
anomaly.
I'll talk about it.
That's how
I ain't
huge it
mad
is.
at it.
I'll talk about
Okay,
it.
sorry. Please
I'm
tell
not
me.
mad.
Speak on it.
Because I don't like him. I feel like.
No, tell me.
No, I
Please,
just don't.
please tell me.
I mean, I feel like he's another part of the stereotype, and I feel like if we're trying to move us to a place of like, yo, black can be anything, he's taken away from that possibility and going, black is A, B, C, and D. That's it. And I feel like what he did is he stuck to his belief system, and he made himself a brand and a brand.
Knock 'em out.
And not only is he made it the brand, but he used a Christian formula, and this country
Absolutely.
is founded on Christian beliefs,
There it is.
which is sad because there's a lot of slavery attached to that.
Yeah.
But
There it
what
is.
he did was this is what I believe in, this is what works for me, and he kept doing it. He didn't always make it.
Right,
Like he
right.
failed several times, but he
Yeah.
kept doing it, and he found his group, and he melted. I mean, it's the same thing. People like
Smart.
who I do like.
Do you like
Can't be
Shonda
mad
Rhimes
at
stuff? Do you like Shonda Rhimes stuff?
I think she's dope. I
Yeah,
think
I like
I think
Shonda
I
Rhimes.
think
I
she's
love
dope,
Shonda.
and
I love
she's
her.
doing the same thing, but she's
Not-
sticking
It's
to
a
her
different level,
beliefs.
though.
I like
No,
what
no,
they,
no.
I like what they did with Luke
Because she
Cage.
actually
that
pays
brother.
her artists.
Right? No,
Yes.
there's that too.
Because I have worked
Yeah.
for both.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
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 yeah.
that's
No,
what-
but
yeah.
she's
So let's
also.
get-
I
Let's
think
not,
she's.
let's not put the dichotomy right there.
Yeah.
No.
Let's
I
not
don't
do
mean
that.
like. I mean in the same regards of like she believes in her brand and she's sticking to it. Like she is a
brand.
strong, intelligent black woman
100%.
Absolutely.
who is creating human roles.
But
Like
it's
her
not
character,
cultural.
it's not
It's in the
cultural.
middle.
Her
in the middle.
characters are beyond monolith. You know, they are human
question.
beings. You know what I'm
Without
saying?
question.
And she does that very, very well.
Tyler,
With the death.
hold on, Tyler Perry is an intelligent man.
He is very
No,
smart.
he's making
Absolutely.
a calculated move here.
Absolutely.
And it's paying out.
And it's
He did
working.
well. He's smart.
Because-
but it's not the movies. Those movies are not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is if it's just those movies,
Right.
that's the problem.
Right, the
we
Wayans
need
brothers
all the
can
movies.
be whatever they want to be.
We need
but
we need musicals.
but
We
there
need dramas.
isn't
We need
a
Medeas.
variety. So the movie was
We
it?
put our money in the wrong.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
So Moonlight's to film this out. Moonlight is it called Moonlight?
love Moonlight.
Moonlight's
Oh, yeah, I wanna
Moonlight's
see
out,
that. I
and
see.
Very
people need to
good
go
film.
see Moonlight.
They're not going to see that.
That looks great.
It's doing great, but it may win. It may win,
It
and that's
may
the
win,
cool
yeah.
thing.
That's
It's
a good
like
film.
it's like
It'll be in the white part, but the black community talking about the
Yeah.
gay
Yeah,
and
they're
you
not
know what I mean.
gonna look at
That
it.
whole
It's not
thing.
gonna happen.
There's
I
agree.
no way.
no way.
I'm
to
loving
save
Luke
audience.
Cage too.
Luke
but-
Cage is good
Yeah.
too.
And you know,
I like the Get Down.
No, but here's
I love the Get
Okay.
The
Down.
Get Down is the
then hey,
best
then you're
thing
gonna
going.
then you're gonna
Still
no, then you're
won't
gonna love
get
the project
accolades.
I'm working on.
Ooh.
But anyway, but the thing is,
That
if you
is
like to get down, we got one more.
So
Yes.
hard.
So I mean, that's
Yeah.
not, that's only one version.
Okay, guys. Actually, I have to end the show.
What are you talking about?
No, we could. I thought this was a 2-hour special.
I
2 hours,
know,
not 2
exactly.
hours.
It's your anniversary.
We're having a good
See?
time.
We ain't leaving.
We gonna stay here.
We're not leaving nothing.
You know, in words unite.
Who's in the booth?
I know.
Who's in the
You
booth?
got to let everybody say what they're working on.
yeah,
because
that's
I want to see what
N-word,
everybody's working on. So
N-word.
page.
Okay.
Say your
Whatever
N-word.
other word.
Okay.
In words matter.
I'm mad at him right now. I love it.
This is
He's
your
my
chance.
new best friend.
Okay, this is your chance to each say what's coming up, what you're working on.
Oh my God.
Let's start with you, Johnson.
I'm working on myself and my family.
There you go. Better.
Okay, there you go. Shabba
I'm
Doo.
doing much more than that. Can we
And you got
extend this hour?
and you got some good. You got some good stuff
I'm
coming
working
in,
on a
Jim.
great project right
Yeah.
now. I'm finishing my book, The Kings of Crenshaw.
Yes.
So The King of Crenshaw, and it's going to be a documentary and some other surprising things, which I don't want to talk about now because I don't want to spoil
Yes.
the pot.
And congratulations
But
on the
it'll be
awards
part of
you're
my,
getting
my
recently, too.
lecture series, the history of street dance, the birth of a culture, how it all
I wanna
started,
see that.
the
Yeah.
real truth, not the
Yeah.
one Hollywood told,
We
but
got
how
1
it
minute.
really told.
I wanna see that.
Everybody's gonna get a chance to say something.
No,
so
I
I'm
really
all
wanna
about
see that, seriously.
So
I
you
can't
go ahead and
wait
see what's going
to
on.
see
I'm working on my reality show,
Yes.
Celebrities Closet.
Yes.
I also have my cookbook out. Hey,
Yes.
Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. You
My
guys
daughter
pick up
bought
my
it. She
funky
bought it.
little
I got it,
cookbook.
too.
She bought it.
Love it.
Yes, I love it.
And I'm working on my kids, man.
Your young boys.
They're phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your kids and your husband are phenomenal.
That's
How old are
right.
the kids? How old are the kids?
22, 18,
She got a lot of kids.
23, 6.
Nice.
11 is the baby.
Yeah.
See?
Nice.
And
It's a lot of
25,
folks.
26, all in there.
Cute.
I adopted 3 children.
Okay.
I adopted 3, birthed 3.
And they're her
I
babies.
got
They
8
are
and
my
3.
life.
8 and 3 on
Oh
my.
man, you
Yeah.
got the perfect
Yes.
ages going.
You go ahead and say what you mean.
I mean,
After all that,
What was that?
I finished a movie that's actually coming out quite soon called Kinky.
Okay.
It is the black 50 Shades of Grey.
Good. Okay.
I'm not naked. Not today.
But I'm not seeing
today.
it.
Right. For the Love of Christmas, that's actually coming
Yeah.
out in December,
Yeah.
and 2 other movies that are coming out, and then my 2 shows that I have created myself.
Yes, you were producing.
So yes,
Yeah.
so
Dope.
Very good.
I'm
Excited.
super happy about that. So
Now, Miss
Super
Chrystee
excited.
Phariss, who does also acting, coaching, and stuff. What are you going?
Yes, beautiful. Tell it.
Yeah. Well, I do teach. I've been working with young people, especially out of Atlanta, teaching them the business of acting, and everyone has booked a show within the first 4 to 6.
That's why I'm coming to your
Okay.
class.
Ooh.
So I'm coming.
Can I
so they
get
work.
in?
So they work.
Yeah, so that's one. It's more the business side. But I have a show coming on TV One in February called Media,
good.
which has Pooch Hall and Penny and Brian
Yeah, I know
White,
it.
a whole bunch
I
of
know
great
it.
people.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I
I'm
know
excited.
it's awesome.
And
Yeah,
what you
I'm
doing,
excited.
James?
Yeah.
I have my radio show, the Super Organizer Show with James Jr. on iHeartRadio every Friday.
Nice,
Right about that.
nice.
I have my podcast, Cameron, and a lot is getting lots of attention these days. And I have a couple of things I'm working on development actually from some other companies, so I'm very happy. And I have this show. You guys, thanks for being on, you guys.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Happy
having me.
anniversary, dude.
Happy.
I love each and every one of you. And I have guests coming up. There are some good guests coming up this month and in December. So you want to stay tuned and watch this. Follow us on the Breaking Into page on Facebook. We're on iTunes. You can listen to me and listen to all these voices on the show. You can also follow us on YouTube on the Black Hollywood Live page. I love you guys so much. Thank you, everybody at Black Hollywood Live. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get a shot for
1 year.
Bleachers.
Nobody love me better.
Say it, girl.
Makes me happy.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.